Hi guys, it's your girl Ina here. So I'm filming today in my backyard, and you can see behind me our olive tree. It's good for making peace with people you're in a fight with, and it's also good for curing your own olives. So contrary to popular belief, you think of olives as like a Mediterranean sort of summertime thing, but actually you harvest the actual olives in fall. So it's middle of November here in Switzerland. So it's time to pick the olives. So you go to your olive tree and you look for the olives. See, they're through here. Now, I usually wait for them to get darker, but it's starting to get kind of cold, and I'm afraid that we're going to lose them. So I'm going to pick as many as I can, and then we're going to go inside and we are going to put them in salt water and brine them. Be right back. Okay, the next step I have, so our tree is only about 10 years old. And we had it in a pot for several years at a house that we used to live in. So we've only gotten about 3 handfuls of olives from our tree from this year, but that's the most we've ever gotten from that tree. So we don't have a big orchard or a big field of olive trees. We just got that one tree that's still very young. So these are all the olives that we get, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them up anyway. So the first phase is to take your olives and rinse them out, rinse them really well, and then take your olives and then cut a little score in them. Just cut a little slit in the side. Okay, that kind of helps the brine penetrate, and it goes a little bit quicker in the brining process. Also, you want to have a jar, and you want to make sure that you boil your jar. The reason is you don't want to get yourself and your family botulism. Well, I don't know how your relationship is with your family. Maybe they voted for someone you didn't vote for, and you might want to give them botulism. But if you don't want to give anyone botulism, make sure you boil all the stuff that you're going to use, just like you would if you were pickling pickles or pickling anything or making preserves or whatever. Always make sure everything's nice and clean, and I do it by boiling. So I'll be right back with the next step. Okay, so I'm back. So I've got my olives now all rinsed off and scored. So each one has a little cut in it. Now they say you should do the black ones differently and then the green ones, you shouldn't do them together. Well, I'm going to do them together because otherwise I won't really have enough to make a whole jar, number one. And number two, I judge a lot of what I do by whether or not I kill somebody. Last time I did them like this and nobody died. So we're just gonna roll the dice and see how that works out for me. So I'll let you know if anyone dies. I'll put it in the comments, so then don't do it this way. But I'm gonna do it this way and see what happens. Okay, so I've got my few handfuls of olives here. I've got my little jar. Because I don't have that many, I just got a small jar. I dumped out the botulism water and boiled fresh clean water. So I've got some boiling water, and then I've got some salt. Now you should, in theory, use pickling salt or some kind of special salt. Again, last time I did it, I used regular salt and nobody died, so we're gonna run with it. This is fine salt from the Alps, which I think is false advertising because I don't know how a landlocked country like Switzerland has salt anywhere, but they probably say it's from Switzerland and they charge you 5 times more for it because they say it's Swiss. But anyway, it's just regular salt. Okay, so now my wife is filming me because I was showing her this video I made about the olives, and she's like, are you stupid? Of course we have salt in Switzerland. And now I actually feel stupid because I've lived here for 20 years. I didn't know that we had salt deposits, but then I had to Google it because I was thinking, how in the world would you have salt if you didn't have a sea? And then we were just trying to figure this out. But there is actually salt in Switzerland. And this is what, is this Google? Wikipedia? No. I don't know what this is. Anyway, salz.ch, so salt.ch. Switzerland salt deposits. Switzerland's salt was gifted to us by the primordial ocean that evaporated 200 million years ago, leaving behind layers of salt up to 50 meters thick in northwestern Switzerland, which is where we are, the Jura, which is right over there, and the Swiss plateau. These deposits will suffice for centuries to come. So there's basically enough salt here to last for hundreds of years because of the evaporated ocean that used to be here before the plates crashed and created the Alps. So there's a history lesson in the middle of our olive thing. Yes, Switzerland does have salt, so you're welcome. So I'm gonna take my jar, which I've already boiled, and you need to use quite a bit of salt, okay? It's gonna look like you're using way too much. And as you guys know, if you've watched any of my videos where I've cooked or I've made drinks, I don't tend to listen to recipes. I kind of do my own thing. So you want to put depending on the size of your jar, like I said, you want to put quite a bit of salt in there. So you're going to put like 1, 2, maybe like 1 or like 5 spoons of salt. I think I'm going to go with 2.5 spoonfuls of salt with this size tablespoons of salt. So that's kind of a lot of salt there. Maybe a little bit more. Like I said, quite a lot of salt. So let's say between 2.5 and 3 things of salt. Then first you're going to put in a little bit of the boiling water, but not the one with botulism in it. Clean that out and put a new one in there. And unless, of course, like I said, unless you want to give someone botulism, then don't boil anything. Roll it around in the mud outside. Okay, so we put some hot water, hot water in here to try to dissolve the salt. But it's not like you don't have to like have hot water to seal it. This is one of those little clamp things with one of these. So it's not like when you make pickles in a jar and you have to kind of set them upside down so that it's the seal sucks in a little bit. We're just going to start with that. Then I'm going to, can't see what I'm doing here. I need to have a more professional setup here. Doesn't everyone think? I think I would by now. Okay, so then I'm just going to put my lovely olives into the brine mix and fill it as close to the top as I can. Well, that worked out almost perfect with the size of this jar. Oh, actually perfect with the size of the jar. So good job, May. Okay, and no, actually, I think I am just going to use this water because it's sanitary because I boiled it. Well, you don't really have to use hot water, but I don't feel like standing up. Like I said, if it doesn't kill anybody, we're just going to go with it. Let's just use this water. Okay, and sorry for my accent if I said water instead of water. Sometimes I hear my own accent and it makes me angry. But for those of you from New Jersey, no, you can't take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of the girl. Okay, so final step here. Okay, you can see my nice jar. You're gonna put the little sealer thingy doodle, rubber. There's probably a name for that, right? Close this bad boy up. Okay, and then, okay, now that's sealed. Okay, and you can still see, you want to make sure all that salt gets sort of mixed in there. Okay, in that salt water. Now, like I said, this is super, super salty water. This is going to taste like really gross if you try to eat it right now. But olives, if you've ever, I remember the first time I ate an olive off of the tree, I think I was, this was a long time ago. I think I was in Tunisia or something. And I saw this tree full of these, but big, not like these little tiny ones, like big, fat, juicy olives. And I couldn't wait to pick this olive from a tree and put it in my mouth. And I picked it from the tree and I put it in my mouth. And you know what olives taste like if they're not cured? They taste like earwax. And you know what earwax tastes like. Don't say it'll shoot you. You know what it'll taste like. Earwax mixed with bad decisions. That's what it tastes like. So don't eat them off the tree or you're going to throw up and never eat an olive again. That's what Ina says. Okay, so yeah, make sure the salt gets kind of dissolved in there. That's looking pretty good. Now, after a week, what you want to do, I'm probably not going to continue this video for a week from now, so I'm just going to tell you. Take this out, take the brine out, okay, dump it out, and then make another brine with water and salt, and do that again after a week. After the second one, let it sit for like a month-ish till you remember. Put it somewhere that you forget about it, and then you're like, oh, I forgot about the olives, and then that's about how long. Then you can taste one. If there still tastes like earwax and bad decisions mixed together, you might need to brine it again. Dump the brine out, put another salty brine in here. You don't have to do the subsequent brines so salty as this one was with all that salt on the bottom, but make sure that you have enough salt in there that it's not gonna go bad. Okay, so these are Ina's olives, and if you try to make olives, let me know how they are. And maybe I will make another video when I taste them, but I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, that's Ina's olives. Hope you You can try to make some from your own olive tree, and have a great day.